licensed in 2006. If you're planning to buy a home in Los Angeles, there are 3 mistakes that can cost you thousands of dollars. The first one can increase your monthly payments. The second one can delay or even stop your purchase. But the third one is the one I've seen surprise buyers the most, because many people don't discover it until they're already in escrow. And unlike the first two, this one can actually affect your property rights. The first mistake is budgeting based on the seller's property taxes. A buyer looks at the current tax bill and assumes that's what they'll pay after they buy the home. In California, that's usually not how it works. When a property is sold, the county typically reassesses the home's value based on the new purchase price. That means if the current owner bought the home 20 years ago for $400,000 and you're buying it today for $1.2 million, your property taxes could go higher a lot. Before writing an offer, ask your lender or realtor to estimate what your property taxes will actually be, not what the seller is paying. Now let's assume you have calculated your taxes correctly and your payment still fits your budget. There is another cost many buyers don't think about until it's almost too late: homeowner's insurance. Parts of Los Angeles, getting insurance has become harder than qualifying for the mortgage itself. I've worked with buyers who were fully approved for the loan only to discover they couldn't easily find insurance, or the premium was much higher than expected. In some neighborhoods, insurance companies have reduced coverage or stopped writing new policies because of wildfire risk. That's why I always recommend getting an insurance quote before removing your contingencies. Never assume insurance will be available or affordable. Now let's talk about the third mistake that I mentioned at the beginning. This is the one that surprises buyers the most because many don't even know to ask about it. Easements and shared driveways. Just because a driveway looks like it's yours doesn't always mean it is. I've seen buyers discovered shared driveway agreements after they were already in escrow. Sometimes a neighbor has a legal right to use part of the driveway. Sometimes utility companies have easements that allow them access across the property. Sometimes fences aren't even built on the true property line. These issues aren't necessarily deal breakers, but they absolutely can change how you use the property. And that's why I believe this is the most important one on today's list. Unlike taxes or insurance, which usually affects your wallet, this one can affect your legal rights as a property owner. That's why I always tell buyers to carefully review the preliminary title report and ask questions about every easement before removing contingencies. You're not just buying a house. You're buying the legal rights that come with the land. Make sure you know exactly what those rights are before you close. Most buyers spend weeks worrying about mortgage rates, but the buyers who avoid costly surprises are the ones who ask the right questions. How much will the property taxes actually be? Can I get affordable homeowners insurance? And are there any easements or shared access agreements that affects this property? Those 3 questions alone can save you thousands of dollars and help you avoid unpleasant surprises after closing. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, because every week I share practical tips that can save you money and help you buy with confidence.